.com.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
Once an immigrant, held a green card for 5 continuous years or 3 years if married to U.S. citizen. They were eligible to apply for citizenship independently. They didn't need sponsorship anymore. That has been since the 50s. And 24.7 million people took advantage of our laws, and they became citizens. And they, more often than not, make up the greatest workers, the greatest patriots, and the greatest people who take advantage of the American dream known to America. No question about it. So who doesn't come here and take advantage of the legal way to come here? The scumbag. Yeah, you heard me. Scumbag who decides to do it illegally. And now the American Supreme Court said, that's all right. Take the money, honey. Take it and run. Because they're part of the Leviathan, of the Ponzi scheme of entitlements that Cloward and Piven dreamt of to overwhelm the system in order to take control and backdoor nationalize life.
But my feeling is they should open it, the border, and just let them pour in, let everybody pour in, and then the answer, which is, well, then there'll be all these problems. Yes, there should be. It shouldn't be so great here, is what I'm saying, in America.
That's Louis C.K. Never funny, just a jagoff. And Louis C.K. exposed what the real ideology is of the left. And you know who the left is? Every lawyer, big fracking deal. Every political clout suck on Supreme Court justice who voted against law in America. Cue the music, squirrel.
Anchor baby, that's how folks in the GOP see me. And I'm awful bad girl.
Gonna go to number one,
baby,
like Thursday.
Mama proud to be here to give me birthright. Since I'm an anchor baby, my 54 first cousins come to you. But clean your homes and feed your swanker babies. But get free stuff to give me tonight.
It's like Christmas in almost July. And I'll tell you why. You see, there was a time when Democrats ran against what the Supreme Court justice just did. Dianne Feinstein, back in 1993, when she could form a sentence, comb her own hair.
Should you have a system where people can come to this country, even if they're well-to-do, get on Medicaid and give birth to a baby and then go back? The answer is no. And we know that Medicaid laws are being used and abused to do just this in the state of California.
Now take all that we know about the Somalian pirates, which stole more money in entitlements, American entitlements, than Somalia's entire GDP. They stole more money and brought half of it back, if not more, to that dunghole country. And that's the game. That's exactly what the Supreme Court justice just said is absolutely legal. And everybody with an IQ knows it. Now, granted, there will be the rest of the socialist, Marxist, communist, Democrat, worthless welfare roaches that could care less, because this just means more money for them and more fraud for them. And when it comes to the politicians, well, now, they just use that head count to lie and pretend they balance a budget in Illinois or New York or California, because they don't do it with math. They do it with people, which is why all the bust-out bankrupt cities and states nullified immigration law decades ago. They called themselves sanctuary cities and states, which was the beginning of the cold Civil War, which is right now the middle, if not the end, before it goes hot. Because sooner or later, people are going to realize, I'm tired of being lied to by intellectual midgets who not only make fun of what made us the youngest and the richest and the highest quality of life country in the world, but used to steal their Netflix passcode from their mother.
After long nights and painstaking work, we presented an executive budget that brought that $12 billion gap down to zero. We balanced the budget without asking working New Yorkers to shoulder the burden once again. We balanced the budget without slashing the services that New Yorkers rely on, the cultural institutions and public transportation that connect people to the city and to one another. And we balanced the budget by governing with a fiscal responsibility that has been absent for far too long from City Hall. We worked closely with Governor Hochul and our partners in both Albany and here at the City Council. And we raised taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers.
First of all, you know what that means when he says he met with the Botox bimbo? Drunk on Merlot, antidepressants, and Botox shot right into her lips, which are giant now. Because Albany, the state, agreed to float this bust-out fraud who used to have to steal his mother's Netflix password. That's why. Once again, fraud. How do they do it? Because they use the population that they've been stealing money, really since COVID, on steroids. Like every other Democrat area, which has been stealing money in the name of entitlements and giving that money in the name of illegal aliens.
Instead of taking more from those with the least. Throughout this process, I've been reminded of the words of the Austrian economist, Friedrich Hayek.
It's von Hayek. Don't even say his name. Global intifada scumbag Marxist pig.
If socialists understood economics, they wouldn't be socialists. If these past months have shown us anything, it is that socialists not only understand economics just as well as the capitalists who came before, but that we can solve their years of mismanagement through an embrace of our principles. There is nothing fiscally responsible about balancing the budget on the backs of working people. Today, 6 weeks after presenting our executive budget, I am proud to stand alongside Speaker Menon and the City Council to announce that we have successfully negotiated an agreement on a final adopted budget.
All fraud, lies, and tax increases for Americans who follow all the rules, own the real estate, and have their real name on every bill that comes into the House. Because what this fraud, Democrat, communist, Marxist traitor, what he doesn't tell you is the day before, everybody gets their water bill, electricity, and everything else increased.
On July 1st, New York City will raise water and sewer rates another 6%. All right, 6% may not sound too crazy, but here's why it's a problem. This isn't the first or second increase. In fact, this is the 6th straight increase in 5 years. Last year's increase was 8.5%, and in just a few weeks, another 6%. In the past 5 years alone, New York City's water and sewer rates will have increased 35%.
Hold on. Say that again.
You know where it's the same? In Shirakistan, in L.A., in New Jersey, in Philly, wherever these Democrat frauds pretend to govern, they just rape and rob the backs of the honest American in the name of utopia. And who gets the money? The illegal alien. And all they need are more names like every other Ponzi pyramid scheme in history. That's all they're running.
As the name suggests, a pyramid scheme is an investment scam which revolves around current investors receiving money by recruiting new members. The new members will receive money by recruiting other people, and so on. Let's assume Peter starts a pyramid scheme where the cost of being a member is $100 per month. He promises to pay people $90 monthly for each person they get to join and keeps $10. Paul and George pay Peter directly and join. Therefore, Peter now makes $200 per month. Paul then invites Rachel and Sarah, whereas George invites Bill and Jim. Peter now makes $240 per month, whereas Paul and George make $180 monthly, but are left with...
Think about that in the name of all the entitlements that the Somalian mafia really exposed beyond the shadow of a doubt how every entitlement program is stole by temporary protected status, illegal aliens, and some wretched Democrat scumbags.
I want to follow up on a story we started covering on Friday night. It was of the surprise arrest in Somalia, one of the top suspects in the $300 million Feeding Our Future meal fraud case. Lou broke down today how rare it is for something like this in a country that has no treaties for cooperating with the United States.
In the trial of Amy Bach, the former executive director of Feeding Our Future, the evidence showed that she controlled the money and decided who else got to take part in the $300 million fraud scheme. The evidence in Bach's trial also showed Abdi Kerm Idle was the key recruiter, an employee of hers who found potential fraud participants.
And guess who he's tied to at every campaign fundraiser? Guess who? Not just the broad with the laundry on her head. Governor Stupid Face. He's tied to every Democrat. And the numbers are in the billions, not hundreds of millions anymore.
Omar is under scrutiny yet again over her alleged connections to Somali-based individuals arrested for fraud. The most recent individual was found in Somalia after being on the run for 4 years. He was allegedly a central figure in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme that stole close to $300 million in COVID-19 pandemic relief programs. The suspect allegedly exchanged emails with convicted ringleader Amy Bach that had the subject line Ilhan's office. Congresswoman Omar continues to deny all wrongdoing.
Really? Deny all wrongdoing? You know who else denied all wrongdoing? Swalwell, before the evidence was overwhelming. And his little twerp friend, his little sissy, Gallego, whatever, Chicago communist scumbag, who's in photographs. He denied it too. Well, here's some good news. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, but who's going to do anything about it? The government? We give them oversight on themselves, outside of just the Supreme Court.
Senate Ethics Committee has dismissed a complaint against Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego over allegations of campaign finance violations and inappropriate sexual conduct. The Republican-led committee said it found no violations of federal law, Senate rules, or any related standards of conduct.
Really? Is that the same oversight committee that Ro Khanna sits on as he insider trades $170 million? So there's been a lot of offensive decisions made today, outside of the one we're used to. Everybody knows how the Anchor Baby scam works.
They're not like our great colonists who didn't need a visa or face waiting lists. The natives got a brand new god and got genocide with their genesis. We welcome blanket babies who look like Huguenots, but please not whole pot. If they're gonna come here, bring bankers babies. Somebody who Mitt Romney would love.
Squirrel, just remember, there are many, many people who remember what this country stood for, no matter who ran it.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
From that to today.
But my feeling is they should open it, the border, and just let them pour in, let everybody pour in, and then the answer, which is, well, then there'll be all these problems. Yes, there should be. It shouldn't be so great here.
Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, sold his real estate portfolio in New York called Amphitheater LLC. 5,900 units, Squirrel. You know what he sold it for? 6 cents on the dollar that he paid for it 10 years ago.
Woo! Get out while the getting's good.
312-642-5600.
He will never negotiate his constitutional rights with the government. Live free,